Okay, look, I know I made a video like this like 8 months ago, but I got way more shit to show off this time. But after I posted that video, not even 2 days later, they released new Mega Evolution plushies. Oh, and another thing, that September, the Gen 7 Singing Cuties came out, which is my favorite generation, so I got a shit ton of them. But with that aside, I'm gonna show off every single one I goddamn own. Like I did back in August, biggest to smallest. And Wailord's actually not my biggest one this time. It's this giant Gengar I found at GameStop. Though he is my second biggest, kind of hard to fit him on camera here. I have 5 more Jumbo with Sleeping Pikachu, Sleeping Eevee, Sleeping Rowlet, a second Sleeping Pikachu, and Snorlax. Rillaboom is the biggest fucking plushie I've ever seen that is not Jumbo. Here's the Sushi Plate, which coincidentally looks like Mega Tatsugiri. Here is Gigantamax Alchemy, Battle Form Terapagos or Pagogo, G-Max Gengar. To finish off the G-Maxes, we have this Backpack Pikachu, which I don't like to use as G-Max Pikachu. I need to get the real one. Okay, but for real, I do have 4 G-Maxes left with Meow, Charizard, of course, Corviknight, and Snorlax. Fun fact, this Snorlax is actually bigger than the G-Max one. Here's Blastoise. Here is the Taxi Corviknight, who I usually hang on the door because he has a string for some reason. Anyways, here's Incineroar. He has a hole in him actually. I don't understand why all my Gen 7 starters break. Like Decidueye's wings, they're broken. And Primarina is just broken. Like everywhere. Oh yeah, and Cinderace and Inteleon still have broken limbs. But here's Koraidon and Miraidon. Here is Primal Kyogre, and I still don't know when they're going to put Primal Groudon on Pokemon Center. Here is Spiritomb, one of the 3 customs I'm actually proud of. But the design on the back side of the rock is wrong. Here is Altered Form Giratina and Origin Form Giratina. I also have the Altered Forms for Dialga and Palkia, and their Origin Forms. And here is the god of the Pokemon world, Arceus. Here is Ho-Oh. Also, its neck is the only thing that has articulation, not even its wings or feet. But Lugia has articulation in its neck and wing hand things. Now before I show my Megas, I want to show my Serpentine, like this giant, long-ass Rayquaza. No, seriously, this thing is long as fuck. He's 53 inches long, or 1.35 meters for the rest of the world. He can just go right there if there's nowhere else to put him. I have the regular and shiny, normal-sized Rayquazas, but that one's superior. Here's Dragonair. I have not 1, not 2, but 3 Gyarados plushes. And for my final Serpentine, I have this shiny Mega Rayquaza. This thing is also long at 45.5 inches, or 1.16 meters. And now we can finally move on to the Megas. And the biggest one I own is one I got yesterday. Mawile. I didn't think this thing would be so huge. And then we got Altaria and Tyranitar, though his head spike is floppy and his foot looks offset. Here is Mega Ampharos, Mega Gengar, but they didn't add his little feet. Yeah, Mega Gengar has feet, which I did not know until ZA came out. Here is Mega Lucario, here is Mega Gardevoir, and here's Mega Glade. How did I not know this was bent? And my last 2 big Megas are, of course, Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y. Also, I don't know why their wings were bent. They just came like that. Oh, I fixed it. And here's a Alolan Exeggutor. I didn't know if I wanted to put him with the big or medium, so he's going here. Starting off with my medium plushies, we have normal Gardevoir, normal Ampharos, and normal Charizard. Here is Charjabug. He was sold out on Pokemon Center, so I made him myself. And the last custom is my Fakemon Furika. And I'm not proud of this one. Here are my 5 Overpawns. Here's Aerodactyl, Mimikyu, Slitherwing is still my only paradox. Here's Dragonite, Corviknight, and my last Snorlax. Here's a Alolan Raichu, my giant Jigglypuff, my favorite bug type Ariados, Wobbuffet, Ninetales, and the bigger Butterfree. We got Pikachu and the same one, but customized as Rockstar Pikachu. A Silver Pikachu, who actually has a hole in the back of his neck. Here's Magnezone, Bulbasaur, and Lapras, who still has a broken neck because I don't know how to fix it. Here's Greninja, Bidoof, Alchemy, regular Pagogo, Shiny Charizard, Psyduck, the smaller Mega Charizards, Dratini, a Comfy Friends Altaria, which is actually not comfortable. And here's the regular Altaria. It's so fluffy. Now before I move into the medium ones, I want to show my bootlegs. I got 7 of them. So first we have Bootleg Shiny Charizard. His snout is so long. Bootleg Clefairy, you can tell by the uneven print. Bootleg Wartortle, Persian, Golduck, Bootleg Chansey, who is probably the second most bootleg shit I've ever seen behind Charizard. And my last bootleg is Raichu, who doesn't look bootleg at all actually. So starting off with the medium ones, we have Phalanx. Here's Wooloo, and I finally have a normal sized Jigglypuff. Here's Mewtwo, Shiny Greninja, and my final Mega, Blastoise. And now for the Eevees, which I have, of course, Eevee, and Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, Umbreon, which I have 2 of, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon. Now let's do all 31 Pikachus. So, here is a Valentine's Day Pikachu. I actually have 2 of them. I have an Ice Cream Summer and whatever that one is. I got Popstar Pikachu, Pikachu with an Oranberry, Christmas Pikachu, Pikachu with sunglasses, a Winking Pikachu, a Really Happy Pikachu, a Flower Crown Pikachu, Halloween Pikachu, and Pikachu with a Pumpkin, an Arcade Pikachu, a Glossy Pikachu, Mega Charizard X Pikachu, Neon Pikachu, Captain Pikachu, this Pikachu I made to look like a Pichu, and my normal Pikachu. Oh, wait, I actually have 34. Now, that's not all 34, but I'll review the remaining 6 when I review the small plushies. Continuing on with medium, we have Fido, Munchlax, and Phanpy. We got the Paldea starters for Coco, Quaxley, and Sprigatito. Here are the Alola starters with Rowlet, Alitten that's supposed to look like a Torracat, but I hate it, and Popplio. Here are the ZA starters with Tepig, Totodile, and Chikorita. I got Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble at the Galar starters. And here's Fennekin, Piplup, Torchic, Trico, Squirtle, Charmander, and Oshawott. Here's Venusaur. I got a Magikarp and a Neon Magikarp. I have Cantonian Farfetch'd and Galarian Farfetch'd and a Surfetch'd. Here's Pancham, Meowth, and Zorua. My 2 Sodapops, Solosis, and Litwick. Emolgar, Riolo, and Ludicolo. Pichu, Mew, and Oddish, Gengar, Sableye, and Duskull, Aipom, Pikipek, and Slowpoke, Darumaka, and Rookidee, Sandygast, Axew, and a Valentine's Day Yamper. Here is normal Morpeko. I don't have the Henry one though. Rotom, Rockruff, Vulpix, Delibird, and Horsey, Arcanine, and Bonsly. Here's Tatsugiri, Cubchoo, Togetic, and Finizen. And my last medium-sized one is Beware. I also have Petron, but it's kind of broken right now. Starting out with my small ones, I got 2 Swimmer Pikachus and a Floaty, Victor and Gloria Pikachu. For my dolls, I have Corviknight, Ditto, and Tyranitar. I have Regirock, Regice, Registeel, Regidrago, and Regieleki. And I also finally have Regigigas. I have Alolan Vulpix and Vaporeon as my last 2 dolls. I have 5 more small ones that aren't Singing Cuties, and they are Chimchar, is Gengar and Sylveon, and my last 2 Pikachus. Now on to the Singing Cuties, which I have a lot of. Here's Charmander, Tremolane, and Charizard, Torterra, Feraligatr, Sceptile, and Serperior, and I got a replacement Decidueye and Primarina. And to finish up the Singing Cuties starters, we have Brionne, Dartrix, and an actual Torracat. Oh wait, I got Ivysaur and Wartortle. Now I got a lot of Gen 7, so let's knock that out real quick. Which we have Midday, Midnight, and Dusk from Lycanroc, Solgaleo, Lunala, Alolan Ninetales, Palisand, Cosmon, Cosmoem, Bellspot, Trumbeak, Toucanon, Vikavolt, Buzzwole, Dhelmise, Meganodel, Stakataka, and Celesteela. I also got Necrozma, Duskmoon Necrozma, Dawnwings Necrozma, and Ultra Necrozma. For the Kanto Singing Cuties, I have Voltorb, Electrode, Diglett, Dugtrio, Butterfree, Magnemite, Magneton, Magmar, Tauros, Exeggutor, Pidgey, Ponyta, Venusaur, Kabutops, and Onix. Crobat is my only Gen 2 sitting cutie. For Gen 3, I have Wailord, Beldum, Metang, Metagross, Mawile, Dusclops, and Flygon, who for some reason still doesn't have a fucking Mega! For Sinnoh, I have Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat, Rotom Mow, Rotom Frost, Rotom Fan, Lucario, Dusknoir, Gallade, and Yanmega. For Unova, I have Zoroark, Krokorok, Crocodile, Cofagrigus, Gigalith, Electros, Galvantula, Shinvleur, and Cryogonal. For Kalos, I have Honedge, Doublade, Shield Form Major Slash, Blade Form Major Slash, Pangoro, Trevenant, and last but not least, Yveltal. Now that's all the Pokemon, but I got Pokeballs and trainers too. I have 3 Pokeballs, 5 Great Balls, 1 Ultra Ball, 1 Master Ball, 3 Moon Balls, 2 Level Balls, 1 Dusk Ball, 1 Repeat Ball, 1 Luxury Ball, 1 Dive Ball, 1 Nest Ball, 1 Quick Ball, the Dynamax Ball I made with a sock, and I still have the Poké Cube. And now it's time for the trainers, so let's start with all the Toads I have. I have Toad, Stuntable Toad, Captain Toad who lost all of his accessories, so I got this new one. Here is Toadette, here is Original Grass, but I also got this new grass off of eBay. Here is Jamie, Michael, and Stuntable Michael. Then we got Portal, Brass, Broken Brass, and Tangerine, and Professor Toadsworth. Next we got Mario, Luigi, Lumi, James, and Bob-omb. Next we got Gatlin P, Astro, AB, and Kratos-bot. I also got a big Toad and a big U-Tunes Astrobot. And finally we have Purple, Blue, Orange, White, Charles, Pink, Green, Pearl, Black, Cyan, Parasite Black, Big White, and a Mini Mushroom, and a One-Up Mush. This is all 373 plushies. 309 being Pokemon, 23 being Pokeballs, and 41 being characters. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.